Hey guys, welcome back to Ask HR, your channel for authentic HR content. As always, it's exciting to come your way again today. I promised last week that I was going to share with you how to create the system that enables you to achieve your goals. Last week we talked about 3 reasons why you need systems, not just goals. So today we're going to look at how to create that system that will help you to achieve those goals that you have set. So the secret to creating a great system is to focus on small and consistent wins. Okay, so the keywords are small and consistent. In last week's video, we saw that the goal is not just to be reading a book. Let's say the goal is to become a reader. So you build the habit that no one really takes away from you. So it's a whole character change or lifestyle change rather than just looking to achieve something within a particular space of time. So it's all about taking small steps every day. Consistency is the key. Making sure that as much as you can, you do not, break the flow of whatever activity it is that you are carrying out. So bearing in mind that the small things we do are what leads to the big changes we don't see, let's look at how to create a system. It's really simple. I made it really simple. So there is something that you can have even as a mantra that will help you to stick to those goals you set and see them realized. The first point I want you to take note of is list the task you need to perform or the lists of tasks you need to perform. Then the second thing is to create a workflow. Create a workflow. And then the third thing is to track your habits. So let's take, for example, your goal is to get a leadership or management role in your company by May. So that small step you can take is to begin to investigate what exactly that leadership mean in this organization I find myself in. Okay, so you can get a good book on leadership and begin to read, but you do that on a consistent basis. As much as you can, it should be every day. So in that example, you see the small step, which is taking the initiative to read the book, and then also the consistency, doing it every day. Very important. Small consistent steps are what leads to the big changes that we want to see in our lives. So for those 3 steps that I listed, let's just take an example. You want to read 12 books. I'm sure you'll be wondering, why am I always using reading? Information is the currency of this age. If you want to build value or if you want to contribute value wherever you are, you need to have information that your peers or the regular person doesn't have. That's why I limited my examples to reading, even though there are other great habits that you can pick up that will help you achieve your goals. So a quick recap: you list the tasks you need to perform, you create a workflow that will help you achieve it, and then the final one is to track your habits. So let's say you want to read 12 books by the end of the year. So that's the goal, right? That's the goal. So in our previous video, you'll see that if you're able to do this every day, you probably may not be able to land that leadership role by May, let's just say, but you built knowledge in the area of leadership that nobody takes away from you. It sticks with you for life. That's why it's very important to create a system, because then you make life changes that you don't lose. But if it's just about a goal, you may lose your steam and then give it up on the way. Okay, so back to our example. I want to read 12 books on leadership before the year runs out. So the first step, list the task. You've listed the task. What are the activities I need to carry out in this step? So you sit down maybe by yourself or with friends or whoever, and then brainstorm ideas on which books to go for. What areas of leadership do I want to build knowledge or competence in? So you sit down and actually take up that activity. It may be time consuming, but it's worth it. So because there are a ton of books out there, but what is it am I looking? What kind of leader do I want to be, or what kind of leader do I want to become? So you sit down, research, look for great books, in that area, and then you select these books. Okay, so these are the books that I'm going to use on this journey. So step 2 is really simple. You create a workflow. What I mean by that is, for example, you block 2 hours every day of the week, or 5 days of the week. Maybe it's not going to get into your weekend, but from Monday to Friday, block that on your calendar. Say, I'm going to read 2 hours every day. So you adjust your lifestyle and create time, because as I mentioned earlier, goals don't realize themselves if you don't adjust, if you don't create systems that will, force you into realizing those goals. It will never happen. It will just remain a resolution that you will probably list again in the coming year, and you don't want that to happen. So you create a workflow. Decide that every day I'm going to spend 2 hours. For starters, it could be more eventually if you are able to be creative about how you use your time. You could get more hours to dedicate to reading that book. It's really simple, right? But it's very important, and interestingly, not many people are able to do that. Sometimes people can spend hours on social media rather than to do that thing that will push them to achieve the thing they really, really want. So it's simple. It's the simple things that create the big changes that we need if we can dedicate time to them consistently. Finally, track the habit. So it's important, even in the second step, beyond just deciding, mentally that this is what I'm going to do, actually write it down. Write it down that I'm going to spend 2 hours every day at this time to read a book on leadership. Okay, so having done that, I looked online. I saw that there are a lot of templates on tracking a task or tracking a habit. You can get one of those, because what you don't measure, you are not able to manage, is what they say, right? So you are tracking this task, you are tracking this habit, marking it out so that you are not missing the days, and you are designing this task around even your most difficult days, so that maybe if the day didn't go as planned, you just shelve it. No, you are making a commitment that no matter how the day goes, I have said I'm going to do this, I'm going to commit time to do it. If you listen to all the people who have ever done anything great in their life, they have been resilient, they have been persistent, they have employed grit, to be able to achieve their goals. And it's no different if you are not someone that exerts yourself or applies yourself to these principles. I mean, you just be an average person, as far as your career is concerned. So, of all these 3 points, the most important for me is to be able to track your habits and see what I'm doing. Am I really committed to these things? Am I following through on this goal that I want to achieve? And if you are tracking it and you are falling behind, you notice it. And if you're really serious about, creating certain drastic changes in your career, you pick yourself back up and then keep moving. Okay, because there are days where things just don't go the way you plan, and you probably miss out on reading on a particular day, but you don't beat yourself up, because remember we said celebrating small successes and not beating up yourself so much. Yes, so I'm unable to do it. Hey, tomorrow is another day. I make time to do what I have to do. So there you have it. I kept it really simple. Always remember, as far as systems go, List the task, or if it's task for some of us, it may be multiple things. List them. Create a workflow. Set a time aside, the day aside, and even the location where the activity is going to be happening. And then finally, make sure you are tracking the habit to make sure that you are not falling behind. I hope this video was helpful. If you like it, then like it. Share it. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, please do, and get others to do same. I hope you enjoyed this series on goals and systems. Stay tuned for my next couple of videos. It's going to be exciting information that will help you transform your career and be the best version of yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and see you in my next video.